right, everybody. Welcome back to this week's fantastic edition of the Fresh Takes podcast. I, of course, am Paul Russo, and across from me, as always, hopefully here in a second, is Nick Felice. Nick, how you doing today, bud?
What's going on? It's another episode of the Fresh Takes podcast. It's another special episode, as we have a guest.
We do. We have our monthly visit from the one, the only Pat Russo. Pat,
how's it going, guys? How's it going? I think the fans are starting to get used to it. No cool fact today. Just enjoy his face. I like it. Yeah. I like it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not a big fan of it. I think he deserves a cool fact every time he steps on this stage.
This kid gets it.
It's fine. So, Lent is tomorrow. Yeah. You guys giving up anything good?
Nope. I'm not on air. I can't say it, no.
I'm giving up McDonald's. Preface that I don't eat McDonald's. I should give up watching sports. But you won't. Too much stress. But sports are wonderful. If I didn't watch sports, I couldn't be on the show for a solid 40 days and 40 nights. So I think I'll just go with sweets. What do you classify
I'm doubting that will last with you.
Candy. Okay. But I have until midnight to decide.
I'm doubting.
Okay, he's right. He's got a couple hours. I got an hour after the show. He's got a couple hours to decide what he wants to give up.
Well, speaking of the show, Nick, it's funny you should mention that. Because here are the topics for today.
Yeah.
So I'll allow us to discuss the big news in baseball, Bryce Harper signing. We discussed it once, but personally it's one of our favorite shows of the past few months here. The Masked Singer concluded last Wednesday, so we'll discuss that.
Spoiler, not friendly.
Yeah, by the way. And you want to know what? It's been a week. For a TV show, it's been a week. Yeah. Hard to really give it a true spoiler.
If you watch Masked Singer and you haven't seen the finale yet, and we're about to spoil it for you, that's on you. But you should have known it was coming. Just saying, our one big fan, you know, he's been backed up at work, you know. He's getting ready for this weekend. He's like, I'm going to finally watch those final 5 episodes of Masked Singer. And my favorite show on Finger Lakes is about to spoil it. Turn off this episode, please, if you are that guy.
We'll also discuss the Lakers' free fall. That's been pretty interesting to see. And, of course, we'll wrap up the show with some college hoops talk from the past week, the week ahead, and the latest bubble watch as well. So,
bubble. Whose bubbles are bursting?
Fun discussion. Who is losing bubble buddy? We will find out.
That's not what he was saying, but okay.
Anyway, the first topic for today, Bryce Harper. He's finally signed. Went with the Phillies, 13 years, $330 million total. Not the highest per year. That goes to Nolan Arenado. However, this does technically go above the Giancarlo Stanton deal in terms of whole money, which is, I think, what Scott Boras really wanted out of this. So, guys, I'll start with the obvious question here, I think. Bryce Harper on this Phillies team, does that put them now top of the heap in the NL, given the already pretty good young core that they got around them?
Yes. The addition of Bryce Harper definitely puts him on the top of the heap. But the reason I'm saying that is because of the other 4 huge decisions that they made before the Bryce Harper signing McCutchen, trading for Real Muto, trading for Segura, getting Aaron Nola locked up for a while. I think these moves are definitely putting the Phillies, I might say they might be the favorites to win the World Series this year. I like this team. They need a closer. If they get Kimbrel, watch out. I love the signing. You're talking about how the prices have gone up each year. If you're locking Bryce Harper with no opt-out for 13 years, I think you're getting a steal for Harper for at least 6-7 years of that. Because if he opted out like 4 years from now, he could be wanting a lot more, and you're getting this nice deal right now with him. I like it. I like the deal. I do. I think the Phillies that's a good move for him. Pat?
No.
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 Okay, at least we got two different
Until the Los Angeles Dodgers get eliminated from the playoffs, they are still the team to beat in the NL because they were in the World Series last year. It does not matter what additions were made, what subtractions were made. The Los Angeles Dodgers are still the team to beat in the NL because they got out of the NL last year. And obviously you could make a huge case of like Kershaw would have left and all their top players leave. Okay, whatever. Their only real loss was Puig.
But if
Machado didn't
what
do
about Matt
much
Kemp?
in the playoffs. Kemp, I'm going to be honest, that's
Kemp
a
had
flash
good
in the
year.
pan.
Kemp had a good year.
He had a
last
good year, but it's going to be a flash in the pan. He's going to tail off big time, I feel like.
But if you're like that, if you're a team that says you were in the finals last year and you don't care about subtractions or additions, man, I wish the Cleveland Cavaliers, I wish they could be saying that right now.
Yeah.
Because they were in the finals last year and they had a key subtraction that hurt that team.
You're right.
Big facts.
But that's a different sport.
You're right.
It's a different sport.
You're right. I'm just going to throw this out there for you. I think the Phillies are the NL East favorites. I still don't think they're going to win it. I think odds, they're going to give it to them. I like the Braves to come out of the NL East. Just history has shown when a guy gets this much money in any sport, he just falls off a cliff. And Harper's already been an inconsistent player.
Well,
Of course.
Who has fallen off the cliff when they've signed these deals?
Max deals. I'll be honest, Giancarlo Stanton, if he didn't go to Yankee Stadium, he'd probably be average stats.
Because I thought you were going to say like Pujols and Cano, these older guys that signed these
I mean,
deals. Yeah,
to be fair, Giancarlo had arguably his worst year
And we've
in
only
a while this past year.
and
with the Yankees.
and we've only had 1 year to see what he's done with that contract.
Yeah.
Okay.
1 year. I get your
Anyways,
point. I get your point. But give him some time.
but like just use even like football players for examples. When you give a football player $100 million, Kirk Cousins $99 million guaranteed to him. I know 1 year, whatever. What did he just do? If he doesn't have Diggs and Thielen,
I think that's a
literally
little
nothing.
bit different, though.
But what I'm saying is, when you give a guy money, it gets to his head.
No, don't.
Harper's guaranteed $330 million as long as they don't cut him.
Definitely true.
And every single year, because of his flashes of brilliance, the Phillies aren't going to let that man go. Because of flashes, he's been inconsistent. Believe me, I would have loved to get Harper in the Bronx. Not for that price tag. No player in baseball is worth $300 million except for Mike Trout. He's the only man I would ever consider giving $300 million or more to. Don't roll your eyes. You know it's true. Trout played 3 months 2 years ago and was still second MVP voting.
That's because the writers are blinded.
Blinded
the
by
Trout
what?
thing.
Okay, hold on. You want to talk numbers about how Giancarlo had whatever his
I want
worst
to talk
year?
I want to talk numbers on Trout if that's where you want to go
'Cause
with.
Trout's on-
Trout has a higher strikeout rate than Harper.
Trout's also on track to have the most home runs in a career, most stolen bases in a career, most hits, singles, doubles, triples, stolen bases. Every record that can be broken, he's on pace to beat.
And that also includes strikeouts.
I don't believe that. I really don't think that's true.
Pat, he misses over 50% of the pitches below the belt.
I do not.
Okay, how many players swing and miss at pitches below their belt?
That's not what I'm getting at, though. You're trying to make
But what I'm
Mike Trout be that much better than Harper.
because Trout is that much better than Harper.
He's not.
I get where Pat's
Look at
coming
it.
from.
Hold
Trout,
on.
dude.
Did you just? Oh my God, I can't even.
I
say
get
it
where
now.
Pat's coming from. Yeah, some people play better with money. Just ask Ryan Fitzpatrick. That guy can't play unless he's a homeless man on the streets.
Yeah.
But I think, Pat, just to defend Paul a little bit, are you giving up on Bryce Harper too early in his career?
No, I'm not giving up on Bryce Harper. What I'm saying is he's been inconsistent to the point where he's not worth $330 million. Because when he plays bad, it's not like he's 1 for 3, 1 for 4. It's 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. He doesn't even get on base. A bad game for Trout.
But Trout's the same way, though. He is.
I don't think Bryce Harper's
All I'm
worth
saying
that
is, last week I had said the only man I consider giving $300 million to is Trout, and you agreed with me.
No, I did not.
Keep the same energy.
No,
That's all
I
I'm
did
saying.
not.
Bryce Harper is not worth that much. No one is worth that much money.
I don't care that's over 13 years. It's no. he's
But
not
if it's a top 5 salary in the game, I think Bryce Harper should have that. I mean, he's gonna. If Bryce Harper doesn't do anything this year, talk to me. I don't know what's gonna happen. But this year he has a lineup where he's gonna see. He didn't see a lot of nice pitches last year in Washington. He's gonna see a lot of nice pitches when he's got Real Muto, Hoskins, these other guys like Herrera and Franco sitting behind them. He's going to see a lot of pitches.
Plus Gene Segura sitting somewhere in that lineup.
Gene Segura and McCutcheon ahead of him.
Yeah.
Gene Segura is going to. He's going to be like the Derek Jeter of the past when Derek Jeter had to hit in front of A-Rod and all those guys. Gene Segura, watch out for him this year. He's going to have a great year.
But Harper's surrounded with Murphy and Trey Turner and Juan Soto. It's not like in Washington he was surrounded with bums.
No, but there were a lot of times last year where Bryce Harper saw one good pitch a game, and it really did affect him. He had to swing at everything just to get some hits. I don't think Bryce Harper is worth this kind of money, but don't give up on the guy. Don't give up on him.
I'm not giving up. I'm saying he's not worth it.
I agree with you. I'll say Mike Trout's better than Bryce Harper.
Mike Trout is head and shoulders better than every
I don't know about Mike
player
Trout's
in baseball.
strikeouts. I don't know about that, but yeah.
You want to know who the best position player is in baseball? If we want to go that
It's
route.
Mike Trout. It's not a question.
No, it's Arenado.
It's Mike Trout.
It's
not a question.
Arenado.
Yeah, you've said that before, so I knew the guess.
I will fight people on that one.
He's a good hitter.
He's a good hitter.
His metrics
He hits out of
insane.
course. He hits out of course
Okay,
field.
we're gonna throw metrics into an equation now.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, and Saber metrics pinned like Robinson Cano is one of the top 3 hitters from 2003.
Robinson Cano wasn't in the big
That's my
leagues.
point.
He wasn't.
Sabermetrics don't show everything. Sabermetrics are inflated stats.
Well, this guy over here.
I'm just saying.
All right, so who signs next then in this whole entire deal? Because now you got guys like Keuchel, you got guys like Kimbrel.
I think Kimbrel.
To a degree, too, you can throw. I've heard Gio Gonzalez's name now kick up again. So
I don't know if it'll be next, but I think Kimbrel's all talk. The guy wants to play this year. He doesn't want to sit out.
I think it does more harm if he sits out anyway. Why would you want to risk an aging arm at this point after sitting out a year?
Yeah. No team's going to be upset that they don't have Craig Kimbrel on their team. I mean, he's a good closer. Don't get me wrong.
Let's not go that far with that.
I don't know. I think teams be content without him. I mean, yeah, you'd love to have him, but if Craig Kimbrel comes up to me and says, "I'm not going to play for your team," oh, so be it. I don't care. I think he's going to sign though with somebody. He wants to play.
What do the metrics say about Kimbrel? I don't think he's that good. He's inconsistent too, but if we're throwing sabermetrics out there, give him a $100 million deal while we're at it.
I mean, depending
He's
on the
inconsistent.
years, that might be what he's worth.
Whatever. Dallas Keuchel signs next topic.
I mean, I wasn't gonna, I guess, not give my.
He is going with Dallas.
I don't think it's any one of those guys. I think it's. I think it might be a Gio Gonzalez type guy who signs next, like that next tier of good. Only because they're the guys asking for like less money. Obviously, the Yankees stay, potentially lose Severino here for a little bit of an extended period of time. But they're not the only team kind of in need of some arm action here, obviously.
No. A lot of teams need arms.
Yeah, so
that's something you can always keep
you might see the I've seen the Phillies now after saying they're not going to, now they're going to apparently. They do need a closer of some sort. They don't have a true one on their roster. Makes you wonder if they will go after Kimbrel for sure now, obviously. If they do, I can't imagine it's very lengthy. I'm guessing.
Who'd you say?
If I'm gonna go Kimbrel.
Kimbrel to who?
I want to say the Phillies. But he
I
wants
can see
a long deal, and I don't think any team wants to really give him as long as deal as he likes. I don't think the Phillies will be the team that does it either. Only because obviously they got Harper locked now. They got other guys they want to extend to.
Hey, maybe Kimber goes back to San Diego, play with Machado.
A lot of people are pointing to the Braves or him return to the Red Sox again. So I don't know really what happens. I'm going to go Kimbrel Phillies. 2 years, somewhere in the 40-ish range would be my bet.
Probably. Somebody will overprice him.
Yeah. I mean, that's probably the deal that he'll get at this
I
point.
think it's just mind-blowing about this Bryce Harper signing and this Arenado signing and this Machado signing is like, I know you said you don't think Mike Trout's one of the best, but what will Mike Trout get 2 years from now? God. I don't know.
Well, 2 years from now, he'll be in his age.
Same age as Harper.
So age 26. So age 28 season.
How old is Mike Trout?
According to my sources, Mike Trout is 27 years old.
So he'll be in his age
Silly.
20. It'll be his age
Making a
29
guess
season.
appearance. Yep.
That puts him dangerously close to not getting a 10-year deal, which is, I think, something that he'll probably want.
Harper's 26. They gave him a 13-year deal. If he's 29, well, why wouldn't they give him a 10?
Because the closer you get to 30, the closer you won't get 10-year deals anymore. I think teams are not going to do it after seeing Pujols and seeing the Cano deal.
All right.
He might go to Philly.
I mean, that's what people are thinking.
All
Trout? That's a tough one.
Yeah, Trout.
I mean, I wouldn't do it, but I bet he does get a 10-year deal.
Especially if Anaheim doesn't do anything the next
Yeah.
couple of years. He wants to get out.
I bet.
I think he stays put in LA. But what do I know? Sabermetrics are what rules baseball now.
Jesus Christ.
Hey,
Well,
I think he'll get
we need a topic to cheer this guy up over here.
10-year.
no, I'm just appalled by the fact you guys don't think Trout's the best position player in baseball.
Oh my gosh, we have different opinions.
Yeah, but like every stat points to the fact that Trout's better. But I guess we don't pay attention to stats anymore.
I think he's the best.
I don't even think it's a discussion.
I think it's a discussion, but I'll say Trout's the best. But I think Trout's going to go to Philly. I'll say it.
All right. We have a guy officially on record, Nick. Attaboy.
Yep.
So, yeah, that kind of takes care of that, I guess, for now. We'll discuss, obviously, in the coming weeks here. We're going to have our baseball preview, and
Oh, yeah. Baseball preview is 3 weeks from now.
which is technically already a season, like, into the year.
Not announced yet who will be on the show in 2 weeks when I am gone.
That's true. That's true. That in mind, the Monster wins the Masked Singer. Now,
What is he talking about?
that's a good point. Jumped right into it. But yeah, the Masked Singer, first season, at least in America, this was a Japanese show.
Korean.
Korean?
Korean.
I saw clips from a Japanese version.
It was definitely Korean.
No,
I don't know. Sabermetrics said it was Japanese.
Oh, Sabermetrics is right. Give it to the Sabermetrics. It was Japanese.
I've never seen someone more salty over a different opinion.
It's a new topic, Pat. Come on, take a deep breath. Here,
Oh, I'm fine.
finish off my water.
I'm fine. Don't worry. I just
Anyway.
New topic here. Think
The
about the
monster-
monster. Show a picture of the monster on the screen. Make this guy cheer up.
I'm happy just thinking about it. I'm always happy.
I will find. Hold on. Let me.
Get
let me
up.
explain so I can throw it to you, so that way I can.
Get that picture of the monster.
But yeah. So the Monster won the Masked Singer. T-Pain was the guy in the Monster outfit.
Yeah, did all different type of genres.
Man, he did good.
He played the
Showed
best
to
game.
people that he didn't need auto-tune.
Yes.
Did tremendously well, I thought. The final three, third place, the B was Gladys Knight. That one was kind of, I guess, T-balled up by the end of it for the most part.
All the clues gave it away.
Except if you were Ken Jeong, who thought was Anita Baker. I respect him just going different, though. Try and get an extra point in. And then the Peacock was Donny Osmond. Certainly throwing some stuff for a loop there.
Yeah. My takeaway from it, I think, the biggest thing that gave it away, So this is a show that's on Fox Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. Even the last episode was 8 to 10, but it's an hour show. But the one that really gave it away was that the monster said he came from rock bottom pretty much to the top of the Masked Singer. And I knew he was at rock bottom. I knew it was T-Pain. Because T-Pain went to a spring concert at Cuca College. And if that's not rock bottom, eating McDonald's in the 7 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday or a Sunday, the next day in Penn Yan, New York, that is rock bottom right there. I mean, we're T-Pain. And, that's definitely him. Another giveaway. There it is.
Here's the monster with Nick Cannon, who was
now go to Pat. See if he's cheered up.
I'm always
the
happy.
MC slash host of the show.
Yes, Nick Cannon. Look at how cute he is. You
Okay.
can't hate
The
him.
monster was a fan favorite.
I know, and the monster's there too.
My guess was wrong, but I still love the
Had to
monster
say it
one.
though. I was rooting for the Peacock.
Okay, I thought we were throwing it to Pat there.
Oh, just another thing that gave it away with the monster was he said he was on a boat, and that's clearly the Lonely Island
Yeah.
song.
Or in a
But-
club. Or
To
in a
Pat.
club.
To Pat.
No, my guess was wrong for the monster, but like I love the monster. He was so cute and fluffy, and I personally didn't want him to take the mask off. So I was like, just tell us who it is. Let him keep the mask
on, wait.
on.
So is that your hope for next season?
What? No,
What
my
you're
hope
leaning
for
for.
next season was that, granted, with all the clues they gave away, it clearly became obvious as to who it was. My hope was that they would keep him masked, not say who it was, and then keep him on for the next season. But like I said, like gave away too many obvious clues. I also don't like many of the clues that T-Pain gave because not many of his clues made sense for T-Pain.
And you were thinking CeeLo Green.
I was thinking CeeLo Green because one of his clues was that the world labeled him a monster because of what he did to society. T-Pain was never in trouble before the show aired. CeeLo Green had 2 assault, a rape, and a drug charge against him.
Yeah.
T-Pain was never in trouble with the law, never in trouble with society, so it makes no sense the world labeled him a monster.
So T-Pain went to jail.
No, T-Pain's never been to jail. T-Pain never took a break from
How
music.
could you send that thing to jail?
That's what I'm saying. Look at that guy. He's so fluffy and
No,
cuddly.
look at Nick Cannon.
And he just started to jump around and bounce around.
He
He's
has
so
some very
cute.
agile knees too, which
Yes.
I don't know if you guys have seen CeeLo Green.
Yeah. What about T-Pain?
That's a good point, but I
You
mean,
see CeeLo Green. T-Pain's like the same size as
As a
CeeLo.
fellow-
That's
well,
a
as
shot
a-
at CeeLo.
as-
They're
as a
literally the
fellow-
same
hold on.
size.
As a fellow fat person,
But they're the same
T-Pain's
size.
smaller than CeeLo. I mean,
But they're both fat.
yeah, you know, I guess.
And also, T-Pain's like 5'7". That's condensed. Like, it's pushed down, so it's like even more.
Isn't CeeLo shorter?
They're both 5'7". Actually, I think CeeLo's 5'7". T-Pain might be 5. I don't know. Anyways, I was happy the monster
on it.
won. I was thinking the Peacock was Neil Patrick Harris. I was just dead set on it being him, and then Donny Osmond took his mask off, and he was like, "Oh, I fooled you all." I was like, "Good for you. Congrats. You still didn't win."
T-Pain is 5'8", CeeLo Green is 5'7".
So my third guess on their heights was right. So I said 5'7", 5'7", 5'6". I said okay. Anyways,
And
good
what-
show. I'm ready for season 2.
And they did give away the heights in that first episode. That was huge.
Oh yeah, the heights. The very first
Just the
one
first
they did.
6.
For the first 6 they did. For the second group of 6 they didn't.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess the heights really didn't make that much of a difference. Because like you could kind of compare it to even Nick Cannon and be like, oh, that's a dude that's like 6 inches shorter than Nick. Like, you could kind of give a pretty good guess based on their height just looking at them. I don't know if the judges were given the heights, and maybe that's why they were like, oh, okay, why are we going to put the heights on TV? Like the judges got them, but they did have binoculars. And they were also guessing because at one point they were like, oh my god, that person's so tall. And then Ken Jeong goes, he's shorter than Nick. So I mean,
I
don't know.
What do you want to
Pat,
see for
I
season
don't
2?
know.
Hold on.
Season 2, I just want to see what athletes they get on there, because if they're going to be airing it right around now when baseball season's getting started, probably won't be a baseball player. Basketball playoffs are about to get going, so I don't think they do a basketball player. They might do another football player. Odell might be too obvious because they just did Antonio Brown.
Speaking of athletes, Pat, Austin, your friend
yeah.
from college.
Yeah, did he just comment something?
My adopted GTA friend.
Did he say something?
He has commented that he is predicting Mike Trout wins the Masked Singer next year. Calling it.
If Mike
So
Trout,
Austin, you want to know what? I like the prediction.
if
I like
Mike
it.
Trout wins the Masked Singer, will you admit he's the best position player in baseball?
If he wins the Masked Singer,
Yes.
no.
Will you admit he's the most talented baseball player?
Here's a bold prediction for the Masked Singer next year.
Oh,
bold.
I think I feel the bold prediction coming.
Well,
I think I have an idea what you're
bolder
gonna
than
say.
Nick Cannon's haircut in this picture.
Nick Cannon will be one of the characters while also hosting. How's that for bold?
What's Bruce Willis's daughter's name?
Rumor Willis.
Rumor Willis.
You think they're gonna bring her back?
Someone's coming back, and it's gonna be Rumor Willis.
You think
Rumor
they do
Willis,
that?
and you won't see it coming.
You think they
You
would
want to know
do that?
what? I don't think it's that bold. I think that'd be something that they do.
Bring someone back. They didn't think it was Rumor Willis at all. They bring her back. They're never gonna think it's her again.
That's true. And what if they do?
The
like,
thing is,
different
but this,
judges?
she's gonna have to come up with a second set of clues not related to the first ones at all, and that might be kind of. I mean, she already used like Empire as much as she could, so if she's done other stuff. She can use
Well-
that.
well, they could
I don't
hypothetically-
read up on Rumor Willis.
She could
I don't know.
hypothetically
I
be
think she's
like
really cute.
the lion again, and all the clue would have to be would just be like I'm back, and they're just like, oh, it's just the lion, like.
But
it's
yeah, if she
back.
says I'm back already dressed as the lion, and then they hear her perform again, and they see her moving like she moved before, they're instantly gonna go. If it's the same judges, granted, you never know. New
I
season,
really
they do new
hope Jenny
judges.
McCarthy doesn't come back. By the way.
I think they're gonna bring back Robin Thicke. He did very good.
Robin Thicke was
I
so
don't
good
know if
every
Ken Jeong will be back, but they got to get some sort of comedian in there to keep the mood light.
I like
and
Nicole
laugh
too.
and
I
everything.
like Nicole.
She was all right, but
I wasn't
like,
a big fan of Jenny.
she was
McCarthy.
obsessed with everyone being a magician. Like every single dude, he's a magician.
Will
she's a
JB
magician.
Smooth get another chance?
No.
I think he was
That dude
drunk.
was drunk.
He was drunk on that.
I
episode. There's
thought-
a reason why he only got one.
I thought where you were gonna go with your bold prediction, whereas I was gonna go with mine. A non-singer wins season 2, like non-music, like
Okay.
artist, singer, rapper.
That's bold.
Because T-Pain started as a rapper, R&B, moved his way. Like a non-trained singer. I shouldn't even say that because it could be like a trained singer that's not a singer as their profession,
I'll say you could be trained to be like an actor.
like Rumor Willis.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say, like singing being their first profession, it's not gonna be that kind of person that wins. So you're gonna get like an actor. You're gonna get some sort of athlete come out of the woodworks. Like they're gonna bring in Serena Williams, and she's just a beautiful singer. And she's gonna throw everyone off and win. And they're gonna be sitting there like, oh, I think it might be like Gladys Knight again. No, it's Serena.
I hope they get a big name. I know there's some.
What do you mean by big? Like,
I mean, I think I took
big-
like Lady Gaga big?
And Donnie Brown's big. That's big. But like, I want Miley Cyrus big.
Lady Gaga's bigger.
Carrie
than Miley
Underwood
Cyrus.
big.
Okay, Carrie Underwood. Okay.
Carrie Underwood.
Lady Gaga. Selena Gomez.
Victoria Justice.
Cardi B.
Victoria.
Keep Cardi B as far away from that show. You hear me, Fox? Keep Cardi B away.
Cardi
Come on,
B.
come on,
would
Pat.
definitely
Keep
be
them.
pretty
Keep
honest.
Cardi B.
Go ahead, you done.
Keep Cardi B and Nicki Minaj and any Kardashian or anyone that knows a Kardashian away from the show. They're gonna ruin it. That includes Tristan Thompson. Get him out. Get him out. No, don't even ask him.
I think we're just gonna let Paul. Can I switch it to Paul's camera?
Keep them all away. I didn't think it was that funny, but
No, fun fact. I missed the
Tristan
joke.
Thompson.
I don't. Because Tristan and Chloe are like Tristan cheated on Chloe with like Kylie's best friend.
What?
Or Kendall's, but it's a huge thing, dude. I don't. It's just.
Did Kim
It's
cheat
a
on?
topic for another day.
Did Kim cheat on Chris?
No, it's a topic for
Did
another
Kim
day.
cheat on Chris?
Is she still married to Chris Humphrey?
No, they got divorced after like 72 days.
Oh, after
Oh.
season 7.
I thought you were talking about Kris Jenner. I'm like,
Okay, look, topic for another day. We'll discuss
Yeah,
that
when we
later.
get back on our Pete Davidson talk.
Oh God.
But I think this concludes the Masked Singer.
It was a great
Well,
show.
no,
It is renewed for season 2.
It is
What do
renewed
you-
for season 2.
What do
For
you hope to
those,
see for season 2?
for those, well, okay. Well, what do I hope it for season 2? I'm
Yeah.
hoping for new. They're probably gonna do new costumes. If they're not, I really hope they do some new ones. I kind of like the way they did. They had Brown and Bradshaw as a couple athletes. One of them being a former athlete who actually, little known fact, Terry Bradshaw does have a Grammy for a gospel country album. It's pretty cool.
Don't know how.
Yeah. The one thing I would like to see, though, is them to, like, when it comes to the clues, like, if it's a big clue that the judges may have missed, because I know they asked, like, oh, did the judges, like, pick up on anything? Did they miss anything? If they miss a clue that, like, is huge, try to make them give it again later on in the show. Because, like, there were a couple times where, like, like, the very first episode, Donnie Oz was like, oh, well, your mom probably had a poster of me on her wall when she was a kid. And that's the only time they ever spoke of it. And I think they forgot that clue. Because that gives away his age and all that other
Michael
stuff.
Jackson.
Yeah. So it's just one of those things. And actually, the Michael Jackson clue would have been a good one because Michael Jackson apparently had a very tight circle.
And his sister was in it.
Right.
I have two things.
So-
Two things for next season. One's a little thing, one's a big thing. Not really big, but it's big. The little thing is make it 10 weeks instead of 9 weeks.
Thank you.
And then the semifinals
Thank
is
you.
5, it's 4.
Thank you.
Just go one by one. You can have a final 3.
Right.
I'm fine with it.
Right.
And then the big thing, I think all of America wants it. To be live, where America can vote.
That I would like it live too.
If you really have to, make it American Idol. Make it a 2-night thing.
Mm-hmm.
Make them sing the...
Don't they do that on American Idol?
Yeah,
It's a
they do the
2-night,
singing
yeah.
the one night, and they do the voting off the next night. And they have guest performances and stuff
Right.
like that the next
Right.
night. And I think it would be cool to have 2 nights. You have more singing, because this is a singing competition when it all comes down to it.
Right.
I want to see more singing.
Right. And not just that, but like, if you do it live, I feel like it's easier to keep some of their identities concealed. Because like doing it pre-recorded, you know, you had like Marie Osmond coming out saying, "Oh well, I know that Donnie is the peacock," and you had T-Pain, a guy that used to make shoes for him. Once he gave away the clue that said whatever it was about the size 12 shoe, he goes, "Oh, I know it's T-Pain because I made custom shoes for him. They're size 12." Like you had all these people, since it was pre-recorded, they were able to pick out clues from early on and say, "I know that it's this person."
Yeah.
And where if you do it live, like, sure, as the weeks go on, you can still do the exact same thing. But if you're doing it live, you know, I think it's going to be not as easy, because then you're going to have to sit there and be like, "Oh, well, maybe I did it for that person." Instead of going to research it real quick, I got to like actually sit here and, I don't know.
And they might. You know, it's just the first season. Just see if people like it.
Mm-hmm.
I think people liked it.
Yeah. So for those of you that would be interested in watching it, Fox, it was Wednesdays at 9. I would
It could
expect it to be
change.
the
I would
same
keep
time.
the same day.
I'd expect it to be the same day and time.
Are we
but-
expecting a year from now? Not coming back
No,
to January?
they're expecting it to be out
Fall.
this year.
Probably fall.
Yeah, which is why, like I said, if they're going to do an athlete and they're going to do it pre-recorded, expect another football player. At this point, I would almost expect a retired guy like Peyton.
I like
That's
singing
about
shows.
it. That's all
I really do.
Like who?
Singing shows.
Yeah.
It's even better. Celebrities. No?
Mm-hmm.
It's different. Definitely an odd show. Give it a look.
It is good, though.
You too, Austin.
Yeah. So I guess my only hope is that they find someone other than Jenny McCarthy. She was just kind of all over the place.
Yeah, they'll definitely probably have, if it goes seasons after seasons, they'll have new judges.
Yeah.
Definitely. That always happens.
Yeah.
So
get
let's
the lineup.
let's keep with the Hollywoodness here, and
Everyone's favorite topic.
the Lakers, man, they're in a bit of a free fall.
The Lakers stink!
Easy.
Nice. That's a Stephen A. Smith quote.
I really have red lights up on the soundboard now, and I don't know what to do.
That bad?
Can
Well, now we're good now.
All right.
You know,
Let's talk about
can
something that's even redder.
can we please talk about how bad the Lakers are?
so
Please.
have at it, boys.
You want me to go?
Whoever.
Can I start with who's to blame? Because it's everyone. I give most of the blame to LeBron, and everyone else falls in line after him. LeBron's to blame because he tried trading the entire team, tried getting Luke Walton fired. He knew that, I'm pretty sure he knows at this point, no superstars want to play with him. No allegedly in quotes. He tried to trade the 6 youngest guys on his team for Anthony Davis. You want to know who they would have had to sign after that to play? Us. We would have had to make out the rest of the
You're
Lakers.
acting like that's a
lineup.
bad thing to be paid $1 million.
Look, I'm not disagreeing with you at all, but what I'm saying is LeBron is the most to blame, also because when you're out on the court and you make a statement that you say playoff mode activated and you're only given 50% throughout the entire game, we have seen LeBron play 100%.
You're giving him 50%? That's generous.
I mean, the only reason I'm giving him 50 because on offense it looks like he's still giving his all. On defense he's not. So you average at 0 and 100, you get 50. That's a fair point,
yeah.
seen him in the playoffs give 100% on every single possession on offense and defense. And I know he's got the groin injury. He's getting older. But what he needs to sit down and realize is he came to LA for his family. This was definitely not basketball. It was a lifestyle move. But you're also a role model to these 21, 22, and 23-year-olds on your team. When they see LeBron James give up, they all fall in line and give up too. It got to a point last night where Kuzma had to push LeBron to his defensive assignment. And everyone's saying that's Kuzma's fault for pushing him. It's not. It's LeBron's fault for not switching, for not being there, for not playing defense. Then I don't know how much of the blame I put on Luke Walton. There's definitely something put on the coach. Magic Johnson has been a terrible GM.
He's not the GM. He's the president.
He's been a terrible president.
Rob Pelinka is the GM.
He's been an even worse GM than Magic.
The only reason why
been.
I know his name for sure is because he was a bench player for the Fab Five.
Either way, they've both been terrible in the front office for him.
Fun fact.
At the end of the day, they didn't even need to try to meet with LeBron to bring him to LA. LeBron was going there. He had his mind made up 3 years in advance. He knew he was going to go there when his contract ended because it was a strictly lifestyle move for him. The fact that they surrounded him with Rajon Rondo, who can't shoot, JaVale McGee, who's only got rings because the Warriors needed a center, Michael Beasley, who was only good in college. Like, those are the veteran guys you're surrounding him with?
That's Heat legend Mike Beasley to you.
But when you need to surround LeBron.
Nick legend Mike Beasley.
It bothers me that people put no blame on LeBron. A lot of the blame is on LeBron. A lot of the blame is on everyone. At the end of the day, it's on everyone. The players still need to play, the coaches need to coach, and the front office needs to manage that team. And none of it's happening, and it's going to be the same thing next year. You're going to have LeBron, you're going to have your young guys, you're going to have a different group of veterans. They're going to come in, they're just going to, kind of lazily walk through the season. They're going to be right around 500 again. And then we're all going to be sitting here a year from today saying what went wrong. The exact same thing went wrong.
Paul.
Give it to Nick, because I know, wait, what are you laughing at? What?
Let's go to Paul.
Do we got another comment?
Yeah, so Austin, I assume you're talking about Chase from Zoe 101 for the Masked Singer. That's pretty good.
That would be a good one.
Matt, I hear you. We agree. I don't.
What did Matt
LeBron
say?
is for sure to blame in this.
Thank you.
I don't know what he smells like though, so I can't confirm or deny that he smells bad.
My only thing is because I was watching Get Up this morning and it felt like they were. Because it's just look, it's what's on ESPN before I go to work.
I know. You could watch Golic and Wingo.
Just stop. That's ESPN 2. There's a reason they're on ESPN 2, not ESPN.
They're not even on ESPN 2.
So that's why they're not on ESPN.
They're on ESPN.
You could watch Al Roker.
Look,
That's
anyways,
true.
it felt like they were scared to blame LeBron. They knew who the blame is on. They just didn't want to admit it. And I think it was Ryan Russillo, was that his name? Russillo?
Russillo.
Yeah, him. He blamed D'Angelo Russell and Julius Randle for the Lakers being bad.
Well, yeah, because they aren't there anymore.
Because they're not there. They're doing good elsewhere. And he goes, oh, it's their fault they left. I'm like, well, first of all, they traded D'Angelo. It's not his fault. And then Julius Randle's flourishing elsewhere when he's got a solid role, a defined role. It's like, you can't blame two guys that aren't on that team anymore. I'll swing it to Nick because I'm done with the Lakers talk. Give it to Nick. Give it to Nick.
Paul, I will give
pulling
you
out his wallet. I hear coins.
I will give you 51 cents if you change LeBron to LeBron.
I will throw in $1.
I would have $1 if I had $1.
Do you have $1 on you, Pat?
I have this receipt.
Why would I say that if I didn't?
I have this receipt from Circle K.
Like, here, you want to show, here's the $1.
Or you guys
I got the $1.
Or you guys will actually give me the money.
Like, here, yes, change it to LeBron.
Yes,
right
I will
now.
give you the 51 cents if you
Add
change it to
Jared Johnson.
LeBron.
This is LeBron's new legal name, LeBum.
Here.
Everywhere he goes, he ruins the teams he plays for.
Well, anyway. And he's doing it.
Here, I'll run the 51 cents over.
Here you go. 51 cents.
There we
51
go.
cents. Love bum.
$1.51 for you. Congrats.
Now I feel comfortable talking about the shitty Lakers.
$1.51.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
Awesome.
So Pat has made a lot of good points here tonight. Round of applause for Pat.
Thank you. Thank you.
D'Angelo
Thanks.
Russell, Julius Randle,
Deloading the future. of Brooklyn.
Deloading, Michael Beasley's
You
mentioned.
get a Rice Krispie
And he's
treat
in
now
China
at
now.
the snack machine.
Those
at work
all,
tomorrow.
those all sound like Magic Johnson's fault. I don't care if he's the president. I don't care if he's the freaking janitor. It's his fault. LeBron, I would love to blame this on LeBron. And LeBron is to blame a little bit. But he's balling out there. LeBron's balling
What
out
do you mean
there.
he's balling out there? Like crime balling? Because I can see that.
He's
That's a
not
good point.
balling on both sides of the court. I'm not saying that on offense. Because if we're talking about both sides of the court, Brandon Ingram, I don't even know if he knows what defense is.
Damn.
I don't know if the entire Lakers team knows what defense
That's
is.
very true. But some of these moves, I'm going to blame it all on Magic Johnson.
All of it.
All of it.
Okay.
You know, I don't know why. Just the heat is going on Magic right now.
What about the Heat?
Speaking of, so he trades D. Loden. He trades J. Loden,
Yeah.
Julius Randle.
Wait, was
I'm-
Magic there when they traded D'Lo?
Well, he was in the Mozgov deal. I really think that they didn't need to give up D'Angelo Russell in that deal for the Nets because the Nets were just like, yo, we'll just take his contract and then
Mozgov.
buy him
Buy.
out. I think that's how that went down. And then they were like, we'll throw in D'Angelo, and the Nets were just kind of licking their chops like, this kid is 20 years old right now, and you're going to give him to us?
Well,
Okay.
anyway, he does this. He makes these stupid trades, signs these stupid free agents, Beasley, Rondo, all these cancers, Lance Stevenson, JaVale McGee.
They wanted Carmelo.
and then
Shaq and the Fool.
And then he tries trading the whole team away for Anthony Davis and makes it very public. And, I mean, I wouldn't want to play for a team that wants to trade everybody away after that. Right. And now he's got all these young players thinking about this. And then he tries fixing it with Muscala and Bullock. Bullock's made some nice shots, but I'm not afraid of Reggie Bullock.
You forgot about.
Hey,
forgot
you be
about
nice.
free
That's
agents.
UNC great.
You forgot
Reggie
about
Bullock.
free agent signee Caldwell Pope. I'm not going to try and pronounce his first name.
Kentavious.
Yeah, that.
Kentavious Caldwell Pope, who last year had to spend many road trips in a jail cell because of like some.
DUIs.
It was some sort of probation.
I like to blame it
agreement.
on Luke Wallen a little bit because obviously LeBron's not his fault. He's going to 8 straight finals. But I also blame it on the West. He's gone to the West. That's LeBron's fault.
See, I think
back
that's
to
the
LeBron.
key. I think that's the key thing. Like people like I realize, and I listened to the Lebitard show today a little bit, and like it was the first time I actually heard it get brought up about how like nobody's talking about how he went out west, and it's considerably harder out west than it is out east.
Because nobody wants to use that excuse for LeBron. Because when it becomes so, it's the same thing with every great player there ever is, ever was, and ever will be. They will try to find the excuses that will fit for why they're doing bad. They're not going to bring up that the West is tough because LeBron's supposed to get through the West no matter what. It's going to be he's got young talent that hasn't played before. The young talent's giving up. The front office isn't good. Luke Walton's not doing good. LeVar Ball is going off about something today. Like,
What does he say?
no, I'm just saying, like, I'm just saying because, like, it's,
I was about to
no,
lose
he hasn't.
it.
But I'm just saying, like,
What did he want?
like people are just gonna use the generic excuses for it, which I understand. You're
what
gonna
do
find
you
an
do,
excuse.
though?
You're gonna find an excuse for any great player that you like. But at the end of the day, you also need to realize he made a choice to go out west, where you're gonna have to go against in the playoffs. If they have a miracle and make it, they're gonna have to go through a combination of Golden State, Houston, and Denver. They'll probably have to go through all three if they want to get to the finals. In all honesty,
Plus potentially Portland,
OKC.
or OKC.
So in those 5 seeds, you're guaranteed 3 of them.
Also,
They can't match up with any of them.
Also,
they can't.
the Kings are right there too, and the Kings are fighting the Lakers hardcore.
Well, the
Like,
Kings are young. They have their
Kings
team.
are
I'm not going to say
good.
they have their team figured out, but they know their roles.
Yeah.
Kings are good.
They know their roles.
They
And
beat the next class.
I'll be honest, a lot of people put the blame on the young players starting to play bad on the Pelicans because the Pelicans, went public with who was involved in the trade. But what I don't think people realize is regardless of who did it, the players in the deal were going to come out. Regardless of who broke the news, someone was going to say, these were the 5 or 6 young guys that the Lakers offered up.
Was it Rich Paul?
I don't know. Also, people thinking Davis is going to LA. I think he's starting to realize that's not going to be a good look.
Well, here's the good thing about the Lakers. The sabermetrics
Oh, my God.
The
shows that the
sabermetrics
Lakers
favor
could go
them
to the
tomorrow.
finals.
Pat, you sounded like Baghdad just now.
You sound like Baghdad.
Here's what's
Bad
going to happen.
dad.
Here's
You
what's
sound
going
like
to
Bad
happen.
Dad.
Here's what's going to happen.
What's
The
good?
Lakers are not going to make the playoffs. And they're going to fire Luke Walton. They're going to hire Tyronn Lue.
Yeah,
And they're going to, and the NBA is going to rig it for them, and they are going to win the lottery. And as a Knicks fan, I'm going to be very, very pissed.
Speaking of the lottery, we're kind of running short on some time right now, so let's
The Lakers will make the playoffs if Hunter Henry plays.
Whoa.
Oh, wow, throwing that hot take in there. Jaron, if you're watching this, Lakers suck. LeBron can't save them. And I know you're just a LeBron fan, but sorry.
I think he's a Cavs fan. I really
He's
do.
a Cavs fan, but a LeBron fan. So he wants to see the Cavs do good, but LeBron do.
But anyway, I've got something in my ear. The guy, our boss in my ear is telling me we have to move on.
Final topic of the
Apparently I'm
night.
boss. But yeah, the final topic. The week. Excuse me, sorry. Been battling off some stuff here. The week of college basketball. Man, we have some conference tourneys underway. Specifically, we have the Big South, the Atlantic Sun, the Patriot League.
Wake me up when the Power 5 start.
Oh, this guy.
Oh, well.
The bull hater.
Good news for you then,
What?
Pat. The Horizon is underway, too. That's right.
We all know what's going to happen. Every single year, out of those conferences, it's either the 1 seed or the lowest seed. Or highest, whichever it makes sense for.
Highest and lowest.
Yeah, the highest or lowest teams always win those. It's never like the 3 seed that gets it. It's always like the 1 or like 10 or 12 or 8, however many teams that make the conference tournaments. Because everyone loves seeing that 500 team get in on the automatic bid, play Virginia, and beat them. Yes, I'm using the UMBC reference. Also, if they play UNC, they lose by 50. But that's a topic for another day. Like right now, actually.
Oh, gosh. I'm struggling over here now.
So, do you think NGIT coming off their big quarterfinal win over Florida Gulf Coast, the Florida Gulf Coast, can win the Atlantic Sun as the 5 seed?
They play the 1 seed. Did the
Lipscomb?
8 does the wait, no. Yeah, they would play the 1 seed.
Yeah, they're playing
Oh,
Lipscomb.
wow. Guys, I
What
don't
is-
mean to interrupt, but I just saw the score of the Kansas game right now.
How much are they losing by?
Wow. They're down by 20
Overrated.
with 155 left. Wow.
I mean, it hurts not having Azubuike, but you're still Kansas. You got guys to overcome it.
So, NGIT or Lipscomb?
Well, Lipscomb lost to UNC last year.
Lipscomb is on the bubble, technically.
Is Lipscomb the 1 seed for it?
Yes.
They are.
Paul can click it real quick. I know
Give
he's got the power.
me Lipscomb
The computer's
by
pretty slow right
7.
now. I'm sorry.
I think Lipscomb won. I'm just assuming. I
What's-
know Liberty plays somebody. I think it's North.
Give me
Alabama,
Lipscomb.
maybe.
So, anyways, these whole conference tourneys that we don't care
Lipscomb
about.
is technically.
What do you mean technically?
Oh, wait a second here. Oh yeah, Lipscomb is the 1 seed. Technically, I guess they had the tiebreaker over Liberty.
So they're not technically the 1 seed. They are the 1 seed. Give me Lipscomb by 7
You're a towel.
over NJIT.
I'm on the NGIT bandwagon this year.
Didn't they only have like 1 win a few years ago?
Yeah, they were bad.
Yeah.
Like
They were
didn't
new
they
to-
actually have like a 3-year losing streak?
They might have, yeah. They were new to D1.
That is true. Okay, I forgot. I'm sorry. Sabermetrics didn't tell me that.
Come on. So if NGIT wins the Atlantic Sun, will you say Bryce Harper is in the conversation? Best player.
No.
Okay. And ACC tournament, Florida State might have just clinched a double bye tonight.
Did they win? Do you know, did they beat Virginia Tech?
They did beat
They
Virginia
did beat
Tech.
They did beat Virginia Tech. So as long as they win their last game, they get it, right? Or they have the tiebreaker, so it's a win or a Virginia Tech loss.
What they did tonight was effectively clinch their at least a first day bye.
Right, Virginia Tech's got a first day bye too.
Yeah, first day
Right?
bye. Yeah,
Yeah.
first day. Well, the first day is 5 bottom dwellers.
Yeah.
And then it's a 9. Then the top 9 have clinched the first day bye,
Right.
and those teams are all up for the tournament.
Right. So
Justin,
Whose phone is going off?
It's Justin Hiwa is calling
he
me.
called me too.
Why is he calling?
Doesn't he know this is Tuesday night?
He does.
He must be watching. He has something to say. Anyways,
Tell him, comment on YouTube so that way we can see an answer.
so he threw me
Anyway,
off.
yeah. What are we talking about?
ACC tournament.
Lipscomb.
If UNC beats Duke and Virginia loses, UNC gets the 1 seed in the ACC tournament.
Really?
Virginia wins or UNC loses to Duke, Virginia gets it. And I think I saw somewhere that UNC cannot fall out of the top 2.
Probably.
So I'm pretty sure they're locked in at 1 or 2, no matter what. Duke's locked in at 3. Someone said they can still get the 1 seed, so that means Virginia falls to 3, but they can't fall below UNC.
I think
they beat
Florida State
UNC.
clinched the 4 seed tonight.
I think they
I think
did.
they clinched the last double bye.
Anyways,
Justin said go Q's.
okay, well, we were talking about the ACC, so we can get to Cuse in a minute.
That's true.
Fun fact: I was at the Cuse game last night.
They got unlucky.
And if Virginia shoots
They
like they
got
shot in that
unlucky.
second half, nobody is beating them. Nobody is even touching them. It was a hard fight. Literally, because they're
How-
shooting from 3.
How often are they going to shoot 18 for 24 from 3?
Villanova did it.
Big
No, they-
Villanova.
You love Villanova.
Yeah, you
Shut
love
up.
Villanova.
I just like the Big East.
So, anyways, conference tournaments. Obviously, I'm saying UNC is taking the ACC tournament.
Would
a
so?
UNC fan, I
Would you
have
guys
to.
like to hear the latest bubble watch stuff?
Yeah,
here?
bubble.
Yeah, I love the
We'll start with one team on the bubble, and it's from a conference that I've said to keep a close eye on here. It's from the A10. We'll start somewhat locally. St. Bonaventure has now made their way onto the bubble watch.
If they're just getting on there right now,
Well, here's the deal.
they need to win.
Their RPI is 21 with a BPI of 57. But the latest thing is this KenPom thing.
Is that the thing that had like UMass in the top 10 at the start of the year?
Yeah.
That thing's stupid.
They're at 67, however, in the KenPom. Bonaventure's come on really strong here in the second half of conference play specifically. They were able to beat Davidson in triple overtime over the weekend. However, it looks like that they'll probably need to get to the A10 tournament championship game
I think they
to
have
probably
to win.
secure that, which is certainly a possibility if they're able to knock off Davidson that way.
Yeah, but if they're just getting to the bubble watch now, they need to win it to get in my opinion. Unless you win each game by 70, you got to win it at this point. If you're
St.
just
Bonaventure,
Yep.
one of Jaron's 8 college basketball teams.
Again, we're going to be taking shots at Jaren. Sorry, but it happens.
He deserves it. You guys don't know who Jaron is besides Jaron, and
Us.
he's mean. He's in a group message. He is mean. Picks on my Knicks all the time.
Apparently, Lipscomb has no side.
But anyway,
I'm really
St.
confused.
Bonaventure, really? Are we that bad? Do we have to talk about St. Bonaventure?
We'll start it locally for a bubble watch team.
Yeah.
Oh.
Who else we got in the bubble?
okay.
Give us another team.
I'm sorry.
Another team on the bubble, well, they're beating Kansas by 20 right now, and that's the Oklahoma Sooners. So this certainly helps them. They're 46 in the Ken Palm. RPI 36, BPI 43.
Do we even know?
I will say Christian James, top player in the Big 12.
Oh.
Are we even gonna consider this Ken Palm thing when it comes to seeding and all that other stuff?
Is he related to Jerry Palm?
I don't know.
Jerry
This
won.
the one other team I really want to talk about, though, not maybe so much team on the bubble watch, but we discussed it. Me and Nick have the past couple podcasts. So with Pat here in the studio, I want to pose it to you. One of the teams on the bubble, well, they got a couple, but I think this team probably has the best shot from this conference of getting in via, I guess, the bubble watch way. So we all agree that Washington is coming out of the Pac-12.
I could see them.
Arizona State is one of the teams on the bubble. They have a relatively decent RPI and BPI in their Ken Palm. They're all within 6 score points of each other. Now they've lost 3 straight. That hurts. Obviously, if Oklahoma holds on to beat Kansas, which I'm assuming they obviously will, that's going to hurt them big time.
Can't lose 3 in a row in March and expect to make the tournament.
But
Oklahoma did last year.
They took Washington deep.
That's true.
So, Pat, does the Pac-12 get more than one team in this year?
Can I throw... The only way I see them getting more than one is if Washington does not win the Pac-12.
Now, I'll also say this.
I agree.
I'm going to preface it with that. I'm going to be honest. I don't see anyone stopping Washington.
Washington did lose to winless in the Pac-12, California.
They did. But the thing is, they're going to... I really think they come out of the Pac-12. There's other teams that you're going to look at on the bubble where... What are Arizona State's big wins, though? And what are their bad losses? Because that's a thing where at the end of the day, you can sit down and say, okay, Arizona State's best win is like Missouri. But their bad losses are to other teams on the bubble. So why would you put another team on the bubble and over? Or why'd you put them in over another team on the bubble? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you.
I just without having that right in front of me, unless I don't remember Arizona State having a signature win this year.
What game were we watching earlier this year? Was it that Oregon game?
Yeah, they were both ranked in the 20s.
That was a fun game.
So they beat Oregon. Woohoo! Without Bowl.
That was also the game. Was also fun fact. The game where Bill Walton ate a lit candle.
Yeah, well, the committee's gonna hold UNC's win against them for beating Duke without Zion, so they're gonna hold that against them for not having Bowl.
Bowl.
Which again, I'm gonna throw this out there. Jay Billis said that UNC is not a 1 seed, even if they beat Duke on Saturday. Jay Billis, you're an idiot. I will personally attack him on that one. I don't care. Anyways, back to this whole Arizona State thing. They need to win to get in. They do. 3 losses in a row in March when you're a bubble team. Last year, I know you said Oklahoma did it. It's because they had Trae Young. You need to have some sort of show in the tournament.
So,
Arizona State only, and if they win the Pac-12.
All right, so some games ahead for the week. Cuse plays at Clemson on Saturday. I think that's a 2 p.m. game, something like that.
The game only matters for Clemson, in my opinion.
Pat, big game for UNC this final week.
It's a big game for seeding. They win. If they win, they have a 1 seed locked up. That's why, you beat Duke both games in the regular season. They beat Duke. There's no reason to put Duke ahead of them as a 1 seed. That's why I look at it. The committee's going to find a way to put Duke as a 1 seed. I know they will. UNC will get a 2 seed out of it. They'll still put Duke and Kentucky ahead of them for whatever reason. And UNC's just got to roll through it. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Tar Heels by 50.
Nick, Notre Dame, who they got to finish out the regular season?
Oh, it is for the 14th and 15th seed will be decided.
Oh.
They're playing.
It
is senior day. but they don't have any seniors, so it's whatever day. And they are playing Pittsburgh.
Ooh.
Wait,
No.
Notre Dame doesn't have any seniors?
Well, they have Fluger.
They have
but he's injured.
Fluger, but he's coming back next year for his grad year because he was injured.
So I just want to throw this out there.
So technically,
You wanna know-
And their other senior transfer.
Do you want to know what really
They might have a walk-on.
You want to know what would really throw a wrench into all the bubble teams? A team like Notre Dame, a team like Pittsburgh, a team like Clemson, getting hot and winning the ACC tournament. I don't think Notre Dame has the power. No
Clemson
offense.
is technically a bubble team still.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if a team like Clemson gets hot and they win the ACC tournament, that could knock out 2 bubble teams. Because you think Clemson have already had a spot. That clinches one for them. 2 teams are gone now.
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
enjoy the final week here of regular season college hoops for the bigger conferences.
Starting Monday, the madness of the greats
if you are a
begin.
big bracket guy like us, tune into some of those lower games. I'm sure we'll be tuning in probably a couple. I'm a big Horizon guy, so
Yeah.
we
I
keep an eye
like the
there.
smaller tournaments.
So-
Not as much as I
I'll
like.
be working.
I like them better than the bowls. But
So
Yeah,
with
that's
that in mind, we'll head on out here for the evening. Pat, we'll go
Me?
to you first. Pat,
all right.
Pat, when he's on with us, in case you don't know, takes us out with a fun fact.
he's
So-
doing this for
yeah.
3
Pat-
podcasts now.
Yeah,
4?
I got a good one.
So, Pat, what's your fun fact?
So today's fun fact, this was going to be sports related. You might know this because, like I said, it's a tennis related one.
Okay.
The first ever time a yellow tennis ball was introduced to the game of tennis was in 1986 at Wimbledon. First time ever a yellow tennis ball was used.
I am a tennis fan. I did not know that.
Wow.
Thank you for brightening up
There's
my
your fun
day.
fact for the day,
Thanks,
guys.
Pat. That was a cool fun fact, and thank you for being on as always.
Thanks again.
We will I will announce this portion. Pat will be on with us in 2 weeks when Nick is out. Next week we'll have the big reveal for who else will be joining us.
Who will be sitting in my
And
seat?
then I'll be on in 3 weeks with your brother, Matt. We're going to have a full house for the little baseball
and
preview.
then he might be on 4 weeks from now.
No, we're gonna give him a week off of me. I yell too much. We're gonna give him a week off of me.
Okay, well, before I have a correction, I have an error,
Oh,
as they say on PTI. Before my fun fact, my shout out. Notre Dame is non-senior day. It's tomorrow versus Clemson,
Ooh, if Notre Dame
and then they're at Pittsburgh on Saturday.
if Notre Dame can find a way to sneak a win in over Clemson, that could burst their bubble. You could burst the team's bubble.
They're going to have to celebrate Junior Day. Well, anyway, my shout-out is because Notre Dame plays Wednesday, they play Saturday, and they're locked in for Tuesday, and all the games on Tuesday will be done before we come on the air. So there is probably about a 95% chance the Notre Dame season will be over by next Tuesday. So I need to just take the moment and shout out the true ACC Player of the Year, and his name is John Mooney. Shout out John Mooney.
Like a Rex Fluger.
He's got
That's a weird way to say
almost
Kobe White.
double more rebound, double. He's almost got double doubles than the second place guy is Zion. And he's played a lot of games. Almost
Did you just make him have a quadruple double? I think I'm
Almost
confused.
He has
more-
double the double-doubles.
double the double.
That's
And he has
quadruple-double.
more rebounds in the ACC play. No one's had this many rebounds per game in ACC play since Tim Duncan. Shout out John Mooney. Let's go Irish. Let's make a run next week.
You know what? Put
Let's
John
do
Mooney
it.
first team All ACC this year. Give it to him.
All right,
And he's
so
coming back next year.
that takes us out for the show today. Make sure you tune in next week.
Colin.
Yeah, do the stuff, all the fun stuff. Like, share, subscribe, rate, review, and we'll catch you next time here on the Fresh Shakes Podcast.